from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka. Good evening, this is the National News Broadcast coming to you live from the Rupavahini Studios. Bringing you your stories for today is Clifford Richards and I'm Sharon Mascarenhas. First, it's a look at the day's headlines. A Sri Lankan among 151 dead in a stampede at a Halloween festival in South Korea. The president says although there are differences in cultural and religious aspects, there are similarities between Sri Lanka and India. Police reveal about the shooting at Pihagoda. The Prime Minister says IMF discussions are successful. MP Sumanthiran warns of a risk of losing GSP Plus facility. 45 die in floods in the Philippines. On to the main story for today. South Korea is in national mourning after a deadly Halloween crowd crush. Relatives search for missing family members following a crowd crush in the Seoul's Itaewon that killed 153 people, including 20 foreigners.
Itaewon is considered to be one of the popular destinations among the foreigners who are living in Seoul. Normally, thousands of people gathered last night, and this tragic incident happened, unfortunately. I'm reporting for Rupavahini News from Seoul in South Korea.
Died in a crush. A huge Halloween crowd surged into the narrow streets of South Korea's capital, Seoul. At least another 82 were injured in the incident in the Itaewon nightlife area, which was holding its first unmasked Halloween celebration since COVID. The cause of the disaster is still being investigated. After holding an emergency meeting, South Korea's president ordered a task force to be set up to help treat the injured. He also launched an investigation into the cause of the crash. With the death toll as it stands, this is the deadliest disaster in South Korea since 2014, when the Seoul ferry sank, killing more than 300 people. An estimated 100,000 people came to celebrate the first Halloween since the start of the pandemic, where gathering seizures and the sizes were not estimated to people who did not wear masks outside. The crush appears to be started in a narrow sloped alleyway that was overcrowded with people. Videos and images from the immediate aftermath showed chaotic scenes of fire officials and citizens treating dozens of people who appeared to be unconscious. Relatives and friends of missing people have been turning up at the scene this morning, looking for clues to reveal whether their loved ones were there. The Seoul Metropolitan Government, which had issued emergency messages urging those in Itaewon to swiftly return home, said today it has received such reports of 355 missing people following the disaster. The attention is likely to shift to the safety standards and crowd control measures in place at the occasions. Several crowd world leaders have also expressed their condolences to the South Korean government and to its people over the Halloween stampede. US President Joe Biden, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the French President Emmanuel Macron said that their thoughts were with the people of South Korea. The EU's chief diplomat, Joseph Borrell, said he was deeply saddened, and the US National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, pledged American support. Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe extended his deepest condolences to the government and the people of the Republic of Korea over the incident, especially the families of the deceased following the huge Halloween crowd crush in Itaewon, South Korea. The president has further wished the injured a speedy recovery. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has confirmed that a Sri Lankan national was among the deceased. Preliminary findings have revealed that he was a resident in the Kandy area. The Sri Lankan embassy in South Korea is continuing its inquiries to determine whether more Sri Lankans were among the injured. The deceased has been identified as Munawar Muhammad Jinnat, a resident of Udathalawin area in Pathadumbra, Kandy. Reports have indicated that the deceased had been employed in South Korea for 2 years and had been married for only 2 months before returning to South Korea following marriage. However, the Sri Lankan Foreign Employment Bureau in a statement said that the deceased Sri Lankan died in a crash in South Korea's capital, had travelled to that country as a student and not for foreign employment. The Foreign Employment Bureau has indicated that the deceased individual has been staying in South Korea on a refugee visa, according to information received from the Sri Lankan embassy in South Korea. Well, President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that although there are some differences in cultural and religious aspects between India and Sri Lanka, there are many similarities.
The president pointed out that the Deepawali is a celebration which depicts similarities of the two countries. President Ranil Wickremesinghe mentioned this while attending a Deepawali celebration yesterday organized by the Colombo Foreigners Cultural Association at Kingsbury Hotel in Colombo. The president thanked for organizing a Deepawali celebration which symbolizes unity and cooperation. A group of people, including Senior Professor Maitri Wickremesinghe and Indian High Commissioner Gopal Bagle, were present on the occasion.
I have always said, that India and Sri Lanka are two sides of the coin. There are differences in culture, religion, and there are commonalities. Diwali is one of the commonalities that we all enjoy. So Diwali naturally brings us together, whole of the Indian subcontinent, as we celebrate this festival of lights, the victory of the righteousness, the overcoming of darkness. This is common to all of us. It's an occasion for everyone to get together, and it's also an occasion when we all find that we have the occasion to meet with the family and meet with friends. I think both in India and Sri Lanka, any occasion becomes an occasion to eat sweets. So that is another common weakness that we all have. But this Diwali festival is no longer a festival only of India, Sri Lanka, and others in the subcontinent. Today, it is an international festival. And throughout the world, the Indian community, the Nepali community has taken it. So all are aware. From the American president downwards, they all know what Diwali is. And that is an achievement for all of you. The Diwali here has been, as I said earlier, organized by the Sika. I must say, I was following your activities, so all I can say is that in a moment of darkness in Sri Lanka, you are one of the lamps that have been lit. So thank you very much for all you have done.
Singh said that a committee will be appointed to look into the ways of integrating hill country Tamil community further into the Sri Lankan society. The president said this while attending a function to accept a stock of medicines donated by Pondicherry Union and the Indian people on a request from the Ceylon Workers' Congress. MP Jeevan Thondaman handed over the stock of medicines to the president in memory of Saumyamurthy Thondaman, who passed away 23 years ago. The president handed over the stock of medicines to Minister Kelia Rambukwella.
Firstly is to appoint a committee to look at how we can integrate further the people, the Tamils of hill country into the Sri Lankan society. Some have done so successfully, others have been unable to do that. So we should help them. Secondly is also how are we going to revive the plantation economy. As people are educated, more and more people will leave the plantation areas, and we have to find jobs for them as well as other Sinhalese and all who are and Muslims who are living their village areas elsewhere. But there will be also a group that will live in the plantation. So we have to look at their future in the plantations, improve the plantation economy. We cannot have people living at subsistence level. So these are the two issues which we will handle in the coming year as we resolve the overall ethnic problem of Sri Lanka.
Police media spokesman SSP Niyal Thalduwa says that the preliminary investigations into child being injured after triggering a police weapon at Mathara.
But the police media spokesman said that the incident had occurred since the children between the ages of 14 and 15 were travelling in the three-wheeler tried to flee when the police arrived. Well, the shooting occurred on the 28th of the month at Mathara, Tehegoda, Middalwala area. A team from Tehegoda Police Crimes Division, who was returning after operation in a police three-wheeler, has chased a three-wheeler which was moving on the road, stopped and checked it. The shooting had occurred when the group in the three-wheeler tried to flee. The 15-year-old resident at Nayambala, Hatuantudawa area was injured following the shooting. He's undergoing treatment at the Karapitiya General Hospital. The sub-inspector of the Tehegoda Police Crimes Division was arrested in connection with the incident, and he was remanded until the 4th of next month.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says IMF discussions are successful. He mentioned this while attending a meeting on food security and nutrition at Kandy District Secretariat. Attention was paid on the difficulties when getting lands belonging to the Land Reform Commission for cultivations in connection with food security. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that discussions are taking place at higher levels. However, support of everyone is needed to overcome challenges to develop the villages and to get information from the villagers. It is not suitable for the officials to work with international organizations based on some other information. Therefore, it is necessary to give accurate statistics from the villagers. International aids and discussion will be based on those information. The President has issued a special statement empowering the district secretaries to release lands for cultivations from a maximum period of 2 years.
නමුත් මේ දැන් මේ මාස දෙකක් තිස්සේ මේ තීරණය පහලට ගලලා තියෙනවා. ජනාධිපතිතුමා විශේෂ නිවේදනයක් නිකුත් කළා තියෙනවා. පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න මම කියන දේ අහන්න. දිසාපතිතුමාලට බලයක් පවර්ලා තියෙනවා. ගොවිතැන් කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ ගමේ අයට නිදහස් කරන්න කියලා අවුරුදු දෙකකට උඩරිම. ඒක දන්නවද ඔබතුමා? ඔව් සර්. ඉතින් එහෙනම් ඇයි ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නේ නැත්තේ? මේ මෑතක එහෙම කොළඹ කට්ටියට කාටවත් නිදහස් කරන්න නෑ කොළඹ කට්ටිය හෝ ඕනම ලන්ඩන් එකේ වුණත් කමක් නෑ. එයාට දුන්නයි කියලා තව ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙනවනේ. ඒ ටික වහම නිදහස් කරන්න පටන් ගන්න බැරි මොකද කියලානේ දැන් මම ප්‍රශ්නේ. ඒ වගා නොකර තියෙන ඉඩම් සම්පත්තුමාගේ වාරයේ තියෙනවා ඒවා අරගෙන
Minister K.A. Rambukwala said that a decision has been taken to acquire lands that have not been cultivated and to give those for a limited period of 2 years for cultivation. If the district secretary has not received the decision, he can work following the discussions with the chairman. MP Maindanand Alutgamage said that even if the LRC is informed today, it will not be implemented tomorrow. Therefore, a higher decision should be taken to entrust the responsibilities of lands belonging to the Land Reforms Commission at divisional secretariat areas to the district secretary. The committee can identify and distribute the lands, not only the LRC. There are 4 estate companies in Kandy. Those companies are in possession of 6 out of 12 lands at electoral divisions. 2 state companies have not cultivated in 15,000 acres. Therefore, steps should be taken to hand over those lands at regional level through a cabinet paper. The Prime Minister paid his attention on the progress of the programs implemented so far in the Kandy district to ensure food security and nutrition. The Prime Minister said although Sri Lanka and several other countries are affected by the world economic crisis, steps will be taken not to keep people in hunger and to prevent malnutrition. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena
IMF
said that after
සාකච්ඡාවල්
successful
බොහොම
IMF
සාර්ථක
discussions,
වෙලා
the report that will be submitted to the main director board is being discussed. The President will present the budget in Parliament. The budget is prepared according to the programs of the IMF, the World Bank and aid given by friendly countries.
Well, MP Dallas Alhapirma says that it is the responsibility of the Speaker to, in fact, present the names of people who have dual citizenship in the country. During a media briefing today, he said certain people are socializing wrong information about dual citizens. MP Dallas Alhapirma says that the Immigration and Immigration Controller and the Attorney General should provide guidelines to the Speaker in this regard. If there is someone in Parliament ignoring that regulation, it is wrong. Some parliamentarians changed the Constitution without changing their citizenship. It is fair for the public to be doubtful about Parliament. It is requested to move forward with the process without delaying it. The government has informed the Speaker to appoint a select committee to change the electoral system. What is being done now is to postpone the election by showing technical matters.
Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa says that a disciplined, strong nation will be built by winning a future election with the strength of upcountry people. The opposition leader mentioned this today while attending a ceremony to open the main office of Tamil Progressive Alliance. The main office of the Tamil Progressive Alliance has been built with all facilities, Hatton, Vickoya, Otter Estate. It was opened today by the opposition leader Sajid Premadasa and the Indian High Commissioner Gopal Baglai. The leader of the alliance, MP Mano Ganeshan, said all administrative activities of the alliance will be conducted from the new office. Many Tamil party leaders of the upcountry attended the ceremony. Aid was distributed among the people affected by heavy rain and a special meeting had also been organized. The Tamil National Alliance says that the European Union representatives told with the party that there is a risk of Sri Lanka losing GSP Plus facility.
Well, MP Sumandiran of the party mentioned this during a media briefing yesterday. MP M.A. Sumandiran said that the EU representatives discussed with the TNA about the GSP facility. They said that there is a new GSP regime and Sri Lanka should apply again. The decision to provide the facility is taken by considering human rights, political issues and abolishing the PTA. Therefore, these issues have to be solved properly or else Sri Lanka will not get the facility. We inform that Sri Lankan government will never honour the pledges, he said. Well, the Janatha Vimukti Peramuna says that the Jatika Jana Balawege will win any election that will be conducted in the future.
General Secretary of the party, Tilvin Silva, said that this while addressing the Bandaragama electoral seat meeting. The electoral seat meeting was organized under the theme Jana Balavegya, which builds people's power for the solution. The meeting has been organized under the guidance of the JVP Politburo member Nalinda Jayatissa. A group of people, including the party's regional politicians, were present on the occasion.
And moving on with more stories, the US aid has agreed to provide 36,000 metric tons of fertilizer needed for paddy cultivation. Well, this stock of fertilizer will be received by the country for the Yala season. Minister Mahinda Amaravira mentioned this during a progress review meeting at the Agriculture Ministry in connection with the distribution of fertilizer needed for the 2022-2023 Maha season. The minister said that the government has been able to provide urea fertilizer needed for paddy and maize cultivations. He said that there is a high phosphorus content in the soil in the northwestern and north central provinces. Although it is prevalent in the eastern province, it can be covered with a certain amount of rock phosphate. It has also been found that phosphorus is prevalent to a certain extent in other districts. Therefore, there will not be a considerable decrease of paddy cultivation in the Maha season, he says. Meanwhile, the WAP festival of the Kurunegala district took place under the patronage of Minister Mahinda Amaravira. Vallavaya and also the other areas Paddy seeds and also fertilizer and equipment are distributed among the farmers on this occasion.
The Met Department says rains will increase in the next few days. The Met Department said disturbance in the low atmosphere near Sri Lanka has led to the situation. The Met Department said there is a possibility of thunder showers in the sea areas off the coast of Kankasanthure and Manna through Puttalam and from Batticaloa to Trincomalee due to the disturbance. Heavy showers can occur at certain places and the wind speed can increase suddenly up to 70 kilometers per hour with thunder showers. The department has informed the fisheries communities to be vigilant about the situation.
Well, Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau says that the number of tourists arriving in the country during the first 9 months of this year has increased. The highest number, which is 86,625, and has arrived from India. Well, the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau has launched a promotional program to attract more tourists to the country. Priority of the program has been given to the countries from where more tourists arrived in the country. Accordingly, a group of Indian journalists arrived in Sri Lanka yesterday. They will stay in the country for 6 days and visit several places, including places of archaeological value, religious places and wildlife parks. They have been given the opportunity to visit Habarana, Sigiriya, Dambulla, Cape Temple and also Sri Dalda Maligawa, Peradhani Botanical Gardens, Norelia, Badulla and also Alla. The group of journalists includes journalists from the frontline media organizations in India and Nepal. The 6-day tour commenced yesterday from the archaeological place at Kotahena Jintupitiya. It had been built by Ramlal Maharaja, who arrived from North India in 1830. The group, including Mahatma Gandhi, who came to Sri Lanka in 1923, stayed at that place. It is named Satarma. The group of Indian journalists thanked the Tourism Promotion Bureau for giving the opportunity to commence the visit from this place. The program is coordinated by the Asian Media and Cultural Organization. Journalists said that there is an increase of Indian tourist arrivals to Sri Lanka after the COVID pandemic, and they would contribute to increase it further.
It's my first time in Sri Lanka. I want to say thank you so much from my heart. You know, we are here for promotion of Sri Lanka. That's why thank you so much, Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau and also AMCA team. They invite to us and then they give us a very amazing opportunity, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy, we all are happy. And then I will try my best to publish news about Sri Lanka and where we are, where we visit and where we know in the very positive way, which can help to promote Sri Lanka tourism.
In 7 days tour, we are visiting so many places, so many areas in Sri Lanka, which is promote to tourism and promote to cultural events, promote to food and culture related. I am thinking this is a very good opportunity to write some articles and also planning to bring a book, write a book regarding my second tour on Sri Lanka, in Sri Lanka.
I'm first time in Sri Lanka, and I will try my best to Sri Lanka tourism, culture and food, all related news stories and visualize news channel.
We now bring you some news reports in brief. A ceremony to welcome consultant Dr. Senitha Linage was appointed as the new president of the Emergency Treatment Consultant Doctors Association took place yesterday at the BMICH. The chief guest on the occasion was Director General of Health Services Consultant Dr. Asela Gunawardana. Dean of the Medical Faculty of Peradhani University Consultant Dr. Vasanthi Pinto attended as a special guest. A free-of-charge eye clinic for elders at 30 Grama Seva divisions took place yesterday at the Ittapana Government Hospital premises. 500 persons were selected for cataract surgeries free of charge. It has been organized by the Ittapani Government Hospital and the Government Hospital's Suamitra organization. Apanadura Private Eye Hospital has given financial assistance for the program. That's a look at local news. Coming up next is about the floods in Philippines.
Prima Kottumi Hot and Spicy Cricket KTM Delivery Sashi Packet Ilakam 2343 SMS செய்யுங்கள் தினம் தோறும் 2,50,000 ரூபாய் பண பரிசுகள் மேலும் பெறுமதியான பரிசுகள் நவம்பர் 30 வரை மட்டுமே
Prima Kottumi Fantamai
Majesticity of youthfulness, moving forward in magnificent grandeur to feel the limits of triumph seen in different angles. NP, an international brand, strengthening a world-renowned cricket team as official formal clothing sponsor.
And on to foreign news now. A severe tropical storm has killed at least 45 people in the Philippines, unleashing floods and landslides in the southern province.
Well, the storm Nage caused the most havoc in Maguindanao province on Mindanao Island. There's extensive flooding in and around the city of Cotabato. Nage is sweeping north, where the capital Manila expects torrential rain. Rescuers pulled many bodies from the thick mud after landslides. Heavy rain began on Thursday, and the storm is expected to reach its peak this weekend. The storm has also forced some schools to close and buses to stop running. Earlier yesterday, officials have given a death toll of 72, but that has been revised down.
A once-in-a-generation Martian meteorite impact is the biggest ever recorded in the solar system. A magnitude 4 masquake was recorded on Christmas Eve last year, and the data from the NASA InSight rover captured the vibrations of more than 2,200 miles away. Pictures from the orbiting Mars orbiter revealed that the seismic activity was triggered by a bus-sized rock-up to 39 feet while landing in equatorial region of the red planet known as Amazonia's Planitia. It is created 500 feet wide crater that was 70 feet deep. Chunks of ice and other ejecta were thrown as far as 23 miles away, as scientists found.
Twin car bomb explosions near a busy junction in Somalia's capital Mogadishu killed at least 100 people. President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed has appealed for international medical relief to help with the 300 injured. The president blamed the Al-Shabaab militant group for yesterday's attack, which targeted the education ministry. The pro-jihadist Somali Memo website had reported that the group has said that it was behind the blasts. An affiliate of Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab has engaged in long-running conflict with the federal Somali government.
Prima Stella Set Yogurt
Jayaganna Vedivenna.
It's been a great Sunday for the T20 World Cup in Brisbane as we have Bangladesh who beat Zimbabwe today.
Bangladesh won the toss and decided to bat first. They scored 157 wickets in 20 overs. Najmul Hussain scored 71. His innings included 7 boundaries and 1 6. It was his first half-century in his T20 career. In reply, Zimbabwe lost 4 wickets for 35. Sean Williamson and Brad Evans maintained a partnership of 6-3 for the 6th wicket. Sean Williamson scored 64. Zimbabwe had to close and the score 5 runs to win the match. Mazdak Hussain bowled the last over. Bangladesh stumped Blensens Muzabari, who was batting in the last ball. However, the third umpire decided that the wicket-keeper, Nazrul Hussain, had taken the ball in front of the wicket. Accordingly, it was decided that it was a no ball and Blessings Muzani was not out. Zimbabwe received another ball and needed 4 runs for the victory. However, Zimbabwe could not score any run. Accordingly, Bangladesh won the match by 3 runs.
Yeah, he's gone for a boot sponsor as he sweeps away and sweeps powerfully. Oh yeah, just enough.
Nicely worked. Reaches his 10th half century in T20 internationals. He's whacked it! He's whacked it! Brilliant!
Bangladesh picks up another victory. And the fans goes crazy. Why not? Incredible. Terrific moment. Second.
Oh my goodness. I told you so. Imagine this. All off the field. And Murray Rasmus has signaled. It turns. A hit coming up here. And there's that.
Oh, he's missed it. Second time around. Muted celebration. But my word, what a game. What a win for Bangladesh. And confirms the 2 extra points.
Use of the feet, trying to take him on. It's
Another match of the series was played between Pakistan and Netherlands in Perth. Batting first, Netherlands scored 91 for 9 wickets. In the 20 overs, Pakistan won the match in 13.5 overs, losing only 4 wickets. Mohammad Rizwan scored 49.
From a great game of cricket, we move on to netball here at home. Holy Family Convent Kurunagala won the championship of the All-Ireland Netball Tournament. The match was held at the Maliyadeva College.
Well, the tournament was held for 3 days under age categories of under 16, 18 and 20. Kurunagala Holy Family Convent and Kurunagala Maliyadeva Girls School were qualified for the final of the under 16 match. Holy Family Convent won the championship of the age group by scoring 50 to 6. Kurunagala Holy Family Convent and Maliyadeva Girls School were qualified for the final of the under 18 age group. Holy Family Convent won the championship 32 to 25. The under-20 final match was played between Kurunagala Holy Family Convent and Museus College, Colombo. Museus won the match 37 to 31. Kurunagala Maliyadeva Girls School, which became runners-up in the 2 age categories of the tournament, won the runners-up trophy. Kurunagala Holy Family Convent, which won the under 16 and 18 championships and the under 20 runners-up trophy, won the championship.
From netball, we move to badminton now. Santushka Karunatilaka won the men's championship of the badminton tournament organized annually by the Mercantile Services Badminton Association, and the women's championship was won by Nadisha Gayanti.
1,100 badminton players took part in the tournament, which was conducted for 5 days at the Sugatadasa Indoor Stadium. Santushka Karunatilaka beat Lahiru Veerasinghe in the men's singles event, and also in the women's final, Nadisha Gayanti beat Jaya Ruani Amanda. Men's doubles championship was won by Sachin Dias and Hasid Chanaka. Women's doubles championship was won by Thirini Hendaheva and Kavindi Siramanan. The 37th annual one-day match between St. Sebastian's College and Prince of Wales College Moratuwa was played yesterday at the SSC grounds in Colombo. Batting first, St. Sebastian's College scored 227 runs. Prince of Wales was all out for 211. Accordingly, St. Sebastian's College won the match by 16 runs.
Prima Stella Set Yogurt.
ජයගන්න වැඩි වෙන්න.
That's it. That's a look at Rupavahini News for tonight. Have yourself an amazing week and an amazing month. That's starting from Tuesday. Take care.
Good night.